come on in because we are doing the finale, the reunion part 2 for the one with Kirk Franklin and Tammy Franklin. And I thought we get a lot of stuff cleared up in this episode, but we still didn't get stuff cleared up. They didn't still ask all the questions I wanted to know. Like, first of all, is Steve and Melissa dating? Did they even go out on a date? I want to know, did they go out on a date? Was it a bust? What? Please let me know. And I'm not too happy with the conclusion of Brent and Ashley because they just wasting time. They too damn old to be taking it slow. You take it slow when you in your 20s. You don't take it slow when you 40-something years old and still talking about you want to have kids and a family. What's taking so long to be exclusive? You was on the show together for what, at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You got to date on the show. Now it's been 2 months and all you still doing is working out together. I'm so sick of Brent. He's useless. He's a waste of energy and time. Step it up. Ashley, don't spend all your time dating Brent with no exclusivity. They didn't even say they was exclusive. They said they still getting to know each other. We too old for this. We too old for this. If you are 40-something years old, you don't need to be wasting no time just dating people casually. You date them intensively for 2 to 3 months. And if it don't work out, split and go your separate ways and go find you another person. But all this dragging stuff out for long periods of time when you 40-something years old, that's a waste of time. Actually, don't let Brent waste your time. Do not let Brent waste your time. And talk about wasting time. Ashley, the Bachelorette, wasted our time. And I really thought they was going to really dig into her and say, hey, I understand now you're ready to go on this spiritual journey. You need to get closer to God. Got it. Love it. But why did this show trigger that? What happened to you on this show that made you realize you weren't ready for a relationship? Because that wasn't answered. That was not answered. She told us she's going to do it. She told us she needed it. She told us she became aware that she needed it. But I want to know the why, Ashley. I want to know the why. And why were you triggered on this show to say, you know what, I need to get closer to God? Because it looks like, oh boy, Matthew really started catching feelings. He sounded like he really started catching feelings for Ashley, and all the other men was clowning him over it. They was all clowning him over it, talking about you thought you had it in the bag because Ashley was all over you. Once again, Ashley used Matthew. I've been saying that. I've been saying it all season long that Ashley's factor with Matthew was a lust factor. He obviously thought it was something more than that, and it wasn't. She lusted after him. She felt bad that she's full of lust. That's what she did. And now she needs to go on a spiritual journey. And now Matthew's over here licking his wounds. Matthew seemed like a nice guy. He really does seem like a nice guy. First, I thought maybe he was just playing the game. He was acting. But I think Matthew really caused some feelings for Ashley. And I don't know, is he a bit naive? He's a bit naive because I think he kind of got run around by Ashley. I really do. You got Melissa over here, Melissa over here talking about she's a coochiologist. She says she's a coochiologist, but she's a mathematician. She put 2 and 2 together. She figured out that as soon as she brought that son on the show, Brent was like, I'm done, I'm out. He was kind of done already, but as soon as she brought that son, she's right. She was out. She was able to do that math. She really was. Richie was the one who told us that, you know what, when they saw this reunion, it was the first time they really saw a lot of these scenes. So you could tell when they saw Ashley kissing Matthew, and they said it was 2 pecks and the third one was some tongue. You could tell they was all shocked. Even Addie was shocked. Everybody was shocked at how intimate that moment seemed to be. And I don't know, they're still trying to act like all Ashley did was go to his room and do a lot of kissing. That's what she said. They did a lot of kissing. I don't know. I think they did a lot of kissing and a lot of petting. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did a little bit more than that. I really wouldn't be surprised because I don't know all of a sudden why you got to go run and see Jesus just because you kissed a man. They got Ashley all the way in her prayer closet, all over a kiss. Ashley, really? That's what sent you to the prayer closet, a kiss with Matthew? I don't believe it. Matthew said her lips were so sweet and soft. He said he was ready to give up all that celibacy. He said he was ready to go. He said, let's do this. He was ready to throw celibacy out the window. And that's just what Ashley wanted him to do. Ashley talking about he was the one I felt the most safe and secure with. Really? The one who's trying to practice celibacy? The one who's trying not to drink, and that's the one you take to a room and start putting your soft lips on? Girl. Ashley was like, ooh, let me break him. Let me break him. And that's what she was trying to do, break him all the way down to the ground and say, you out here trying to be strong and be celibate, but let me break you all the way down to the ground. And once I've done that, let me toss you to the side and go on back to my prayer closet. Ashley, come on now. But they really got on Black Jesus. They really nailed Black Jesus to the cross. This was the crucifixion day. Shoot, this was Good Friday for Black Jesus because they nailed him to the cross. Let me tell you, they nailed him to the cross. They was calling him on the path for all his bad behavior, telling him, you know what, we don't like the way you talk to us. And your tone, it's your tone. You too abrasive. You know, good thing though, Black Jesus did. He apologized to Brent. Brent also said he didn't like the way he looked on screen. Talking about that's not me. It's you. It's you. I hate when people see themselves on screen and they say that's not really me. It is you. You're just now seeing yourself. That's the thing. The tape don't lie. The tape doesn't lie. Everybody want to blame it on editing. It's not always editing. It really is you. You may not recognize yourself because you might have thought you was a different person, but don't come on here talking about it ain't me. It was you. It is you. Now what you got to do is you got to admit it's you and you got to change. Don't be acting like it's an anomaly or it's one little side little thing that happened. It's Brent. Brent pops off. He likes to pop off. But at least Black Jesus apologized to Brent and said, I'm sorry for calling you goofy. He said, I'm sorry for calling you goofy. And, you know, I respect you as a man. He should have done that. I'm glad he did do that. But you know what? I still ain't mad at Black Jesus because Black Jesus was calling out these people and nobody else has called them out, not even on this reunion. Black Jesus was pretty much the only person calling people out, and also Dante. I'm going to get to Dante. Kudos for Dante because he's the only one that told Ashley what she needed to hear, and that was you got bad decision making. He said it with a level of arrogance, but I ain't mad at him. At least the truth came out. But when they were convicting Black Jesus, I was like, why is the one convicting Black Jesus Jazzy? Jazzy don't see herself either. I'm telling you, Jazzy don't see herself. Jazzy being that in the butt of Black Jesus. She got in the butt of Maika. She got in the butt of everybody, talking about people's aggressive or assertive tone, abrasive tone. I don't know why Jazzy don't realize she got one too. Jazzy, she might have been right about everybody else in some things, but she sure don't see herself. Jazzy got a mouth on her. Let me tell you, it ain't a sweet tongue. It is not a sweet tongue. And I actually didn't agree with her what she said about Maika. Let me tell you something. If I've given up 2 weeks of my life, I do have a right to be upset that the man we're here to so-called compete for or whatever, play this game for, this whatever for, is up here sleeping in the room with a number woman. That is my business. That is my business. For 2 weeks, this man is my business. So for her to say it's none of your business where I sleep. No, wait. It may not be none of my business where you sleep, but it is my business that a man that I'm here for is allowing you to sleep in his room. I can't speak on it. So this idea that Maika shouldn't have opened up her mouth, hell to the no, she can't open up her mouth. They wasted her time. They wasted her energy, and she has a right to speak up. And honestly, she can speak up to whomever she wants to. Now, should she have gone to Jazzy and said something to her? Yeah, she could have. Should she have gone to Brent and said something to him? Yeah, she should have. But that don't mean she don't have no right to say nothing at all. She absolutely does. And I would have said the same thing, Maika. I would have said, why are you wasting my time and got me here when on the first night that everybody's here, you got another woman sleeping in your room? And this whole thing about Jazzy talking about, well, I only had an hour left for work, so I just stayed there. Girl, like I said, Jazzy know how to see it in everybody else, but she don't see it in herself because she got a sharp tongue too. She all over Black Jesus, but let me tell you, her tongue is quick and sharp, and it can be abrasive just as well. And her tone ain't no sweeter than Black Jesus. It's harsh too. Ashley sat over there and backed down, talking about, yeah, it wasn't my place to talk to Brent and to scold him. The only reason she backing down is because she's a hypocrite. The only reason she backing down is because she's a hypocrite. And what she's saying is, I can't get on Brent when I'm doing the same thing. Exactly. But that don't mean that anybody else can't get on Brent. Maika can get on Brent because Maika ain't got no guilt. Maika wasn't up in no room kissing no woman. So she has full authority to say what she was saying. And I stand with Maika. I do. But Dante, shoot, he was all up in it. He was over there. Basically, he was calling Addie a pygmisha. What's the male version of a pygmisha? Because Addie was over there talking about men was running behind Ashley trying to win. And Dante was like, I wasn't doing all that. That's not what I do. It looked like Latoya. What's her name now? Latoya. What's her name? Yeah, Latoya Luckett. Looked like she was kind of shooting her shot a little bit at Dante. I think he's her type. Because he kind of looks like her ex-husband. Y'all know Latoya's ex-husband. Don't Dante kind of look like him? I think he might be her type. You know, he's a lawyer and everything. Maybe they could get together. But when he was talking to Addie, Addie started chiming up and said, that's not what we was doing. And Dante was like, what do you say? A hit dog will holler. Dante was off the chain. We didn't see this side of Dante on the show. On the side of the show, Dante was quiet, but I guess when he got here, he says, I can't stay quiet no more because Ashley is a big old mess, and I got to say something, and I'm glad he did. I'm glad he called her out, and Black Jesus was over there pounding with him, saying, man, yeah, you right. You said it just the way we said it. And even Steve said, yeah, because girls want to have fun, too. They was mad saying, how did heck Steve, the alcoholic, last on the show this long? And Steve called it right. He said, because girls want to have fun too. Woo! I sure hope Steve went to AA though. Steve, did you go to AA? And then Addie and Shavar were talking about, yeah, well, Dante looks good on paper, but when they got here, it was no chemistry. Shavar, go sit down. Go sit down. It ain't Dante's that's the problem. It's Ashley that's the problem. Ashley's a picker is off. So be honest with you, if you get picked by Ashley, there must be something wrong with you. You should really be thinking the opposite. When Ashley sends you away, that means you're probably normal. When Ashley picks you, she sees something in you that she can take advantage of. That's really what you should be thinking, because Ashley likes to prey on men. Ashley likes to dominate men. So if she is picking you, she sees a weakness in you that she can exploit and take advantage of. It actually should be, you should feel good when Ashley sends you home. If Ashley sends you home, you should be saying, thank you, praise the Lord. Ashley said she had to send Black Jesus home because she didn't feel safe with him. She said, oh, this man don't know how to control his tongue. He don't know how to control his mouth. And she said he admitted after a while saying, he kind of always got to get his point across. He don't know how to be quiet. He is going to have to learn that. He is going to have to learn that. But for this show, I enjoyed it because there was nobody on here telling Ashley about herself for real. And I was happy that we had at least one voice on here that was speaking the truth. But for relationship, it is true. Like Jesus, you're going to have to do a little bit more work. In a relationship, you really are going to have to do a little bit more work. But for this show, you my hero. You are my hero. But it looks like everybody pretty much stayed friends. It looked like Richie was hanging out with Steve. Hey, Richie got a little skills there. She got a little rapping skills, singing skills. Richie must be a multi-talented. She can cook. She can sing. Can she dance? I don't know. I know she can read people. I know she can cuss people out. It was happy to see some of the other better talents of Richie on this episode, besides her cussing people out and reading them. But I'm happy that everybody on here seemed to make some good friends on the show that they can call on later on. So that seemed to be like a good thing that I saw. Eddie said he was surprised in the end that Ashley didn't choose a Matthew. I wasn't, because she had used Matthew up. I didn't think she was going to choose a Matthew. I thought she was going to choose Addie because she had already used Matthew up. I thought she was ready to go on to Addie and break him down. I thought he was next on the chopping block. But anyway, that's it, y'all. That's all we got for this part 2 of Reunion. Hopefully they'll bring it back next season, but I hope if they bring it back, I hope they bring back a woman that's a little bit more mentally stable than Ashley. And I hope they don't recycle no old man from Ready to Love that's 40-something years old that still can't be in no exclusive relationship with a woman, talking about at 42 years old, we still want to take it slow, but still talking about he want a family. Get out of here, Brent. Bye, Brent. I hope this is the last time I got to say bye to Brent on my YouTube channel. I hope I don't see him in no other reality TV show. Deuces. Bye, Brent.